Hi, my name is Ron Castle. I'm the president of CIMS GTS, and I'd like to share a little bit of information with you and maybe some tips. But I've been thinking about document management and how people kind of have it, don't understand it, and sometimes think they have document management when they are really still operating as if they had file cabinets in their office. Just about everybody today stores a lot of their documents on a file share on a server or on their own computer, and they organize them by some categorization, just like you did in the file cabinets. You have names, you have contracts, you have companies, you have vendors, and you basically store all your documents underneath there. If you're in HR, you store everything by the employee name, or in some cases, you have things like I-9s that you want to keep out or have a separate file for, so you create another folder just for all the I-9s. And you may have to categorize those by year so that you know everybody that's filled out an I-9 for this year or so forth. And all that is based on filing documents or information based on where it is instead of what it is. What's a good example of a system that stores information based on what it is and lets us find it in a more efficient manner? And I was thinking about that so that it'd be a familiar type of system. And I was thinking, I was playing music the other day on my Spotify, and I said, this is a perfect example. So if we use Spotify as an example, or iTunes, or any of your other music apps you may play on your smartphones or on your computer, what does it do for us? And so I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to maybe go through this a little bit, but I don't need a premium system right now, so my Spotify, but it does the same thing that I've been talking about. So here's a thing on the first part of the screen is recently played songs. These are songs or mixes that I may have played recently, and they are now popped up on my screen so that if I want to go back to playing the Seekers, all I have to do is click on it and it'll start playing. But if I wanted to change something and I wanted to find some music by the different artists that I like, I can click over here on the left and click on the artist tab and go down and play something by Jerry and the Peacemakers, and just click on it, and now I'll get artists play a whole list of different albums by Jerry and the Pacemakers. Or I could click particular albums and I'll say, but all this is done by what we call assigning metadata. The system behind this is automatically assigning the metadata to these different items. So it takes a song that comes in or an album. It says, what is all the songs on that album? It says, who's the artist on these albums? Who's playing the artist for these individual songs? What's the name of the album? What is the genre? Is it rock and roll? Is it country? Is it, some other type of categorization? And when it does that, it lets you find it based on that information. So I could go back and say, I want to play country music, throwback country music. Or I could click on daily mixes. So I don't have to go searching on my computer or on my file system to find this information. I just have to type in a name. So if I want to find up here and I type in the Seekers and type that, hopefully it'll come up with the list of items that match the Seeker list. And my network's either running slow today or something, but it'll come up here shortly, I hope. Yep. So here's the Seekers, and there's a lot of different albums. It's found a whole bunch of information that have the Seekers or Seeker songs on the information. Well, the document management system works very much the same way. If I shrink this, I'm going to show you an application that we use and support called mFiles. And here it's not organized the same way, but very similar. So this box here says recently accessed. But just like on my song list, if I want to go back and look at Ann Arnold here, I can do that by simply clicking on her name, and this comes up as an employee list, and everything, all the data about her as an employee will pop up. If I was to click on the little tilde beside it, I can then see that she has two documents, an I-9 and an employment agreement for us. And I can click on that, and it'll pop up the information about that I-9, and I can click here and actually view that document. And sometimes these come up in different language because our parent company is based in the Netherlands. If I want to find all HR information, I can click over here on the list, and this is my browse category. And I can click and say, okay, well, show me all the employees for a company. And that shows up here with a list of all the employees and down through the list. And if I click here on Alex Claimer and expand him, I can see that he's had 5 absences real quick. There's 4 different accounts that he's associated with as a salesperson maybe. He's got 3 documents assigned to him. I can click on those, and here's his employment agreement, joint development, or his project plans that he's working on for a new HR solution upgrade. What employees, there's some issues. I can find out what office he's assigned to and what projects he's working on. He's working on 5 different projects here. When I click on one of those, I can see the project information about the project. I can then see all the information about that, who the project manager is, and who's on the project team, which is Alex Kramer. So again, I haven't had to go out to my file system and navigate through anything. I haven't had to go in here to the C drive and look for information about, anything. I can go to CIMS Inc. and I can go to IRS 403 forms and all this information, but I don't have to go looking for that because it's here in my document management system, and all I have to do is type in, let's actually maybe type in I-9 and see what comes up. So it's going out and searching the database, and I found 2 I-9s, one for Andy Nash, and these aren't real I-9s, it just says I-9, I believe. So yeah, this is Andy's I-9 up here at the top. Another from Ann Arnold. But I've got the data about it. I can see that it's assigned to the employee Ann Arnold. And this is how this works. So all these documents have metadata assigned to them. I can assign the employee name. I can click here, and I don't have to remember how to name this document here. I can just simply click the employee that I want to assign it to, or type in their name. I can click on the document type. I have all my different document types that I will allow here in the list. And I can type in the description of it, the effective date, and again, the employees that are affected. I can also assign an expiration date. So this allows me to maybe have a workflow running that says, look at all the expiration documents that have an expiration date coming up in the next 30 days and present them to some user. Let's go back to our home screen here. That's how this works. It's metadata. These are documents that were checked out to me. I'm working on these documents. I've got a purchase order template that I'm working on. I can have, let's say, all my documents or all the documents that are in the system if I want by clicking here. And they'll come up classified by documents by what we call class, which is one of the properties assigned to the documents. And so here's all my invoices, my contracts, my employee documents, my purchase orders. So this system isn't just used for a particular department like HR, but once you have the system, you can use it in any department across the enterprise. From contracts to accounting, accounts payable, HR. You can use it for project management and using all the different, storing all your different project documents. In any document, basically anything. I used to say not your data, because we're really not going to be replacing your HR system or your accounting system, especially your accounting systems. But we're going to store all your documents, all your non-data information. That could be photographs, it can be PowerPoints, it can be spreadsheets, Word documents, scanned documents, either in PDF or TIFF or JPEGs or whatever. All this information can be stored and managed and then associated with your line of business systems. So that's my quick little update for the day, and I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please contact us here at CIMS GTS, and that's 256-882-3370, 256-882-3370. Thank you very much.